Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are turning Venice into the most closely watched wedding set on Earth. Yet no one beyond their inner circle can say exactly where or when the vows will echo across the water. What we can confirm is the momentum. They've already kicked off the week with a foam-covered yacht party aboard Kourou, the same three-masted super schooner where Bezos proposed during last year's Cannes Film Festival. You're watching Hollywood Daily Reports. If sky-high guest lists and billionaire love stories are your guilty pleasure, tap like, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so every new detail sails straight to your feed. Now, tuck in, because the richest man in retail is about to add Venetian groom to his resume, and the logistical chessboard behind it is as fascinating as the romance itself. Bezos, 61, and Sanchez, 55, have kept their wedding date locked tighter than an Amazon encryption key. Reuters and the New York Times both cite sources who claim the three-day event will happen somewhere between June 26th and 28th. The city of Venice, keen to head off wild rumors, issued a March statement confirming the ceremony will indeed take place within its lagoon and insisting the couple has limited the guest list to roughly 200 people. That same communiqué stressed that Bezos has not booked excessive numbers of water taxis or hoarded the city's iconic gondolas, suggesting the planners want minimal disruption for everyday tourists. The declaration sounded part welcome, part preemptive strike against critics who fear the world's third richest man might treat Venice like a private amusement park. Still, some residents and climate activists remain uneasy. Venice, already battling mass tourism and cruise ship congestion, has recently introduced an experimental entrance fee for day trippers. The notion of a high-profile billionaire wedding, arriving on a 417-foot yacht and chartering fleets of tenders, instantly triggered small protests. According to Italian media, the city and the couple's security team have quietly shifted several events to more isolated pockets of the lagoon, partly for privacy, partly to lower the risk of demonstrations disrupting the flow. When connecting bridges are raised, the chosen sites become reachable only by water, giving organizers a natural moat. The only confirmed public-facing celebration so far was the June 22nd foam party on Kourou. Photographers with long lenses caught Bezos, Sanchez, and a handful of friends laughing on deck, knee-deep in suds that appeared to spill out of a portable foam cannon. Bezos wore bright swim trunks. Sanchez rocked a high-cut white one-piece. Crew members swept stray bubbles overboard with push brooms. It was escapist, goofy, and, some insiders believe, strategic. A light-hearted photo op satisfies hungry tabloids now, making it easier to cloak the truly private ceremony later in the week. In other words, give them foam today, so they'll settle for blurrier telephoto shots tomorrow. Where will the actual I do unfold? Three front-running theories keep surfacing among event planners. Option 1 is a rooftop terrace at the Greedy Palace, the 15th-century palazzo turned luxury hotel that offers sweeping Grand Canal views and a stockpile of antique Murano chandeliers. The Greedy staff is accustomed to sealing off entrances and operating like a walled fortress, but insiders argue it might feel too exposed. Paparazzi could still snap from nearby windows. Option 2 is San Clemente Island, a 5-star resort on its own patch of land far from the tourist corridors. It comes with a private church, immaculate gardens, and the ability to pull up drawbridges, literally. Option 3 is a frescoed villa somewhere on the Veneto mainland. The region is peppered with Renaissance estates whose outer walls hide cavernous ballrooms, perfect for all-night dancing, well past Venice's stricter noise curfews. Until floral delivery trucks give away the game, speculation reigns. The guest list is just as secretive, yet multiple outlets, including People and the New York Times, have stitched together a pretty convincing who's who. Count on Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, who just traveled to space with Sanchez on a Blue Origin flight, Salma Hayek, Mick Jagger, and designer Diane von Furstenberg. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner are believed to have accepted. Former President Donald Trump reportedly received an invitation, but according to advisors, will skip the festivities. Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Eva Longoria were all in Paris for Sanchez's Bachelorette, an Instagram-free, NDA-laced whirlwind that included private chefs, couture fittings, and a candlelit Seine cruise. So their presence in Venice seems likely. Add the heavyweights who flocked to the couple's 2 engagement parties, first on Kourou off the Amalfi Coast, then at von Furstenberg and Barry Diller's Beverly Hills compound, and you have a modern-day royal court, minus tiaras, but heavy on couture. Speaking of couture, fashion watchers are salivating over Sanchez's gown. She's tight with Valentino's Pier Paolo Piccioli, and Vegas odds makers, yes, they exist for celebrity weddings, rank him as the favorite designer. Vogue's sources claim she requested a silhouette with detachable silk organza wings, a nod to her career as a helicopter pilot. Bezos, who frequently pairs tuxedos with Tom Ford-level tailoring, is rumored to be working with Brunello Cucinelli for a su misura midnight blue ensemble. Matching details like cufflinks in rose gold, the shade of Sanchez's $2.5 million pink diamond engagement ring, are almost guaranteed. Logistics for a bash like this read like a military operation. Each guest receives an RSVP code that becomes a scannable RFID wristband on arrival. Remove it, and security software avoids your boat and venue access. The couple's planning team has installed Faraday mesh around the event perimeter to block remote drones, while local police boats patrol no-wake zones to keep paparazzi watercraft at bay. During the ceremony, all connecting bridges to the Arsenale, an immense 14th century shipyard complex, now refurbished for the Venice Biennale, will reportedly rise, isolating the compound completely. Florist vans have been spotted delivering rare white peonies, orchids, and trailing vines that can survive June heat without drooping. A Murano glass studio is on call to engrave last-minute keepsakes, and a Tuscan catering firm has signed a confidentiality agreement rumored to exceed the value of most starter homes. Bezos' relationship history adds a romantic undercurrent to the spectacle. He finalized a record-breaking divorce from Mackenzie Scott in 2019, dividing assets but maintaining amicable co-parenting of their 4 children. Sanchez brings 3 children of her own, 2 from her marriage to Hollywood talent agency titan Patrick Whitesell, 1 from her relationship with former NFL tight end Tony Gonzalez. All 7 kids are expected to attend, which, according to one family friend, has driven the seating chart closer to a UN summit than a traditional wedding. Venice officials clearly hope the wedding will boost the city's image without overwhelming its fragile infrastructure. Their March statement insisted that only 200 invitations were issued and that the celebration will not cause abnormal disruption to residents or visitors. Even so, they quietly emphasized that the organization had categorically not booked large amounts of gondolas, a subtle reassurance to locals weary of overcrowding. The couple's team seems eager to cooperate, redirecting events to the Arsenale's isolated docklands and working with local unions to mitigate protest threats. When the vows conclude, be it in a private chapel, a palazzo ballroom, or a secret garden behind high stucco walls, the newlyweds and their entourage will glide to the Arsenale for a gala dinner under soaring timber beams. Caterers have mapped out a 7-course menu highlighting Venetian lagoon delicacies: soft-shell crabs, risotto al nero di seppia, and Sicilian pistachio gelato served in hand-blown goblets. A floating stage will host performances. Names under consideration reportedly include Andrea Bocelli and Lizzo, illustrating just how wide Bezos' Rolodex runs. At midnight, if permits stay on schedule, fireworks will bloom above the basin, capturing reflections in the water so flawless that PR teams plan to distribute the images as official wedding portraits. Italy's celebrity wedding resume is already bursting. Kim's flower wall, Clooney's gondola ride, Tom Cruise's castle cannons. But Bezos and Sanchez could still rewrite the playbook through sheer logistical precision and philanthropic aftershocks. Sources close to the couple hinted they will announce a sizable donation to Venice's restoration fund in lieu of traditional wedding favors, echoing Sanchez's passion for disaster relief, and Bezos's $10 billion Earth Fund. If that happens, their union might leave more than romantic footprints. It could bankroll the preservation of a city slowly sinking under climate stress. So, what's your dream Italian wedding spot? Would you claim a rooftop over the Grand Canal? A Como villa mirrored in lake glass? Or a Tuscan vineyard glowing at sunset? Tell us in the comments. If you're counting down to see which venue Bezos ultimately chooses and whether that Valentino gown really has wings, punch that like button. Lock in your subscription and keep the bell toggled. Hollywood Daily Reports will track everything, so stay tuned.